Today on XYZ with Erik Zachary, we're halfway through your work week, which means we're halfway there.
Where's there?
Okay. My mom was not supposed to be on this break, but she just jumped in. Mom's Hot Take is coming up today. She's talking about birthday parties for kids, specifically Law & Order themed birthday parties.
This is insane.
Justin Bieber is apologizing to Hailey Bieber on Instagram.
I'm here for it.
A private fight they had, I'm assuming a while ago. Tom Holland and Benson Boone are the new Hollywood it bromance.
Yes.
And Lady Gaga is approaching an EGOT. I say no. Not because I don't want her to get it. I just say I don't think this counts.
Okay.
XYZ with Erik Zachary starts now. Lady Gaga is just one Tony Award away from EGOT status after winning a Sports Emmy?
Yeah.
For her Super Bowl performance of Hold My Hand. I don't know that this counts.
I didn't even know that you could get nominated for that, which I guess I'm kind of agreeing with you, but I feel like a Tony Award for Lady Gaga is a shoo-in situation.
Yeah, she's just got to be in a show, but I don't want to count this Emmy, though.
I mean, you have to?
I don't have to, because it's like saying you won like a daytime Emmy in Chicago. Like, it doesn't matter. It's not the same thing. You need these national acclaim. Like, you need to be the primetime Emmy Award winner for EGOT.
So she's only got like a Spigo then.
Sure, yeah. And listen, I'm not hating. I'm not saying she can't easily just join a TV show and win an Emmy. Like,
right.
But it's not. I don't like that the Emmy is for a performance. Not even her performance, by the way. Like, it's just like her portion of of a Super Bowl performance. It wasn't the halftime show or anything.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't know that such a. I don't want to call it small, but like
seems
a portion.
It's an
of
acknowledgement, but I don't know that it puts her in the running for EGOT.
Well, that's what they're giving it to her. All right, Hollywood is saying, you know what? She's got one more award to win, and then she's got EGOT status. But here at XYZ, I guess we don't
say
count sports.
No,
Emmys.
you got a Spigo. XYZ with Erik Zachary. Let's get into some entertainment news, shall we? Your XYZ ENT Entertainment Report, all brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people. Here with the latest on Hollywood bromances is my own Hollywood bromance, Tamara Dia.
Oh, okay.
Her and I are in a bromance, dude.
Yeah.
Is Jordan jealous?
We go shoot hoops. We hang out at Nike stores.
Dude, for a second, I was like, I am not the bromance?
You're not the Hollywood
I'm not the Hollywood. That's right. And that's why I let it go, because Tamara is way cooler than me.
Tamara, talk to me about Tom Holland and Benson.
Yeah, so a wildly more interesting bromance is Tom Holland and Benson Boone were recently spotted grabbing dinner together in Los Angeles. And according to TMZ, this is not just like a one-time hangout. Like, this is a full-blown bromance that is blooming. But it's just so random, you know? Like, I was picturing maybe Benson Boone singing beautiful things, you know, across the table.
Serenading Spider-Man.
His hand.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe he's just pitching himself as like the entertainment at Tom and Zendaya's wedding.
That could be it.
No, you guys got it all wrong. This is what they're doing. How many backflips do you think you could do?
They're talking about gymnastics.
Yeah, because he's Spider-Man and Benson can't stop doing backflips. So.
I actually think Benson's constant state is spinning.
Yes, yeah.
And then he has to force himself to stop in one place.
Exactly.
What's your favorite Hollywood bromance? I like that, like the younger generation, we're getting some of these now, because I feel like we haven't had a good like Hollywood duo guy bromance in a minute.
I'm always a fan of the Ben Affleck, Matt Damon one.
Yeah,
their bromance
classic.
took them all the way to the Oscars.
Yeah.
And I love that their origin story started before either of them were famous too, which is so cool. I always like George Clooney and
Brad
Pitt.
Yeah, good one.
And I don't know if it's them or if it's just the Ocean's 11 version of them.
Sure.
But either way, I'm a fan.
I think them and Burn After Reading is funnier.
Oh, yeah.
Pitt's a total idiot in that film.
Yeah. In that film.
Damn.
Do you have one, Jordan?
I would say the guys from I Love You, Man. Paul Rudd and Jason Segel. Yeah, those two.
I think Paul Rudd can become a bromance instantly with
anybody. Yeah,
because he did the drinking segment with Seth Meyers.
Oh yeah, that was really funny.
If you hang out with Paul Rudd, you're in a Hollywood bromance.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
Who's your favorite Hollywood bromance? Let us know. XYZ content on Instagram. Your XYZ ENT Entertainment Report. All brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people. Justin Bieber is publicly apologizing to his wife, Hailey Bieber, for a fight. Apparently they had, I'm assuming, many months or many years ago.
Yeah.
He's saying, I'm so sorry that I once, in a heat of rage, said that you will never make it on the cover of Vogue.
even though she just
did
this week.
So he basically posted this as some sort of, I guess, retribution of like, I was so wrong and I was so mean and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you, but we don't need that.
No. I think we do need this.
Okay.
You know, he said in this, I think as we mature, we realize that we're not helping anything by trying to get even. We need more positive, famous husbands out here.
Okay.
Because, you know, I like what he said here. He seemed like he's been a little nuts these days, but look at this. This is beautiful. More of this, Bieber. I like it.
I think just when you lay it out with the facts that she gets on the cover of Vogue.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's still in the doghouse that he has to go and post this.
Oh, yeah, you definitely in the
and
doghouse.
be like, no,
this.
I was really wrong.
Yeah.
I swear.
He's just confidently in the doghouse, and I like that.
What are you watching on this Wednesday?
Yes.
XYZ with Erik Zachary. What are you watching Wednesdays? All brought to you by our friends at O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people. It could be really stressful, honestly, to go through these scroll screens. You end up on Netflix, or you end up on Apple or Hulu, and everyone's recommendations might get a little loud. A lot of noise at once, so we're trying to break through that. We give you both recommendations and series that we're not necessarily recommending. It's all part of WWW. With that said, Jordan, what have you been watching?
Okay, so I just found out, and I know that I'm over a year and a half late, but Ridiculousness, Rob Dyrdek, MTV, like the only show they play, they got rid of Chanel West Coast.
You didn't know?
Oh, yeah, a while ago.
I had no idea, but they replaced
she went
her.
to try to pursue her music goals, which, flourished.
Sure. I know that she's like started a show, it got canceled after a season, but they also replaced her. And I gotta be honest, we used to hate on her a lot. That laugh, iconic, kind of annoying. It's not the same. It's not. The Ridiculousness was not the same. So I don't think we knew what we had till we lost it.
2 fun facts. One, did you know that I co-hosted with her for a show?
No.
Yeah, when I was at MTV, very briefly. She's super nice in person, just a heads up. But also, 2, the reason that the Ridiculousness is, however you say it, is the most repeated show on MTV is it's the easiest and cheapest show for them to produce. Because they can film like 3 seasons in
a day, right?
a week or 2.
Sure.
So they'll film a crazy amount of episodes for a low production cost. They're basically just paying Rob Dyrdek's, salary at that point, and they just got to license the videos, and then that's why. So anyway, that's the fun little lore behind it.
Well, I miss Chanel West Coast. That's all.
So that's what you've been watching is Ridiculousness.
Yeah, I have been.
Thank you for that wonderful recommendation. Moving on to you, producer Trace.
2 things. One, Bad Thoughts, Tom Segura's show on Netflix. It is not for children. I cannot stress that enough. It's very funny if you like a certain type of humor. Very dark. At times, hilarious. Do not watch it with kids in the house. Number 2, I'm super late to this, but 1883. The prequel to Yellowstone. I just started at Paramount Plus. I'm like 2 episodes in. I am hooked.
Okay.
And I know I'm late to it, but Tim McGraw, Faith Hill playing the Dutton couple in this one. 1923 is the next one with Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren, and then Yellowstone. So I have a lot of catching up to do in the Yellowstone universe, but I am fully on board.
Nice.
Yeah. I watched this series that just hit Netflix, Bet. It's a live-action adaptation of the manga series Kakaguri. I'm probably saying that wrong. But it's it's interesting. It's kind of like Umbrella Academy meets a classic Japanese manga. But the fact that it's a live action is a little unique because they're trying to replicate a lot of those like fast zooms and loud sound effects that you're used to.
Okay.
Which at first was jarring. I'm not admittedly the best manga critic, but understanding that's the style, it's drawing me in. I don't know if I like it or hate it, but it's 30-minute episodes, and if you're interested in something new that maybe you haven't watched yet, it's good. It's called Bet, and it's on Netflix.
Bet. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. Those are our recommendations. Well, Trace and I's recommendations. Jordan just watched MTV. It's XYZ with Erik Zachary. What are you watching Wednesday? All brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people. Bad reviews on XYZ with Erik Zachary. It's all brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. People posting their discouraging experiences with products, services, or locations on the internet, but we find them hilarious. This one is for JFK International Airport.
Alan Smith gave JFK a 1 star. This is what he had to say. Where do I start? How about no Wi-Fi? This place is disgusting. I'd rather do a stint at Rikers. At least the food would be better and free. Did I mention there was no Wi-Fi? Also, there's more plug sockets available in the 15th century, as well as there being no seats to wait until you get to your flight. You can't even sit in the diner because it's for, quote, diners only. This can't be the case, as they wouldn't know fine dining if it sat on their face and farted. All in all, fly somewhere else. Take a effing boat. At least there will be Wi-Fi.
I have some bad news for Ellen. Have you heard about Newark? I wouldn't go over there. XYZ with Erik Zachary, Mom's Hot Take. It's all brought to you by T-Mobile. For a great deal on an iPhone 16 Pro, head to T-Mobile.com. Mom, you wanted to bring kids' birthday parties to the show.
Yeah, there's some interesting themes going on other than pink ponies and unicorns and Spider-Man. This wasn't one that caught my attention, and it's trending. It is an 8-year-old's birthday party, and the theme was Law and Order. I was like, do the parents pick that theme, or did the kids pick the theme?
Law and Order for an 8-year-old?
Yeah. They had fingerprint cookies. They had iced tea drinks.
Okay, is it more like Law and Order, or is it like crime solving? Because this sounds more like mystery.
Well, the iced tea drinks is kind of straightforward.
Exactly.
Iced tea is on the show.
Wait, so then it's the SVU if it's iced tea.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Special victims unit for 8-year-olds?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, I think this speaks directly to what do you leave on the TV while your kid is just kind of chilling?
This is 100% influenced by the parents.
Yeah.
I just can't even imagine my little 8-year-old coming up saying, I want a Law and Order themed birthday party.
So is the kid in a suit?
They have pictures in People. This is People was the source of this.
I feel like a lot of it is just starting and based in like the child like mystery solving books and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But then you're sprinkling in not just Law and Order, Special Victims Unit.
Right.
Which is concerning because inherently that's a very adult theme.
Yes. Yeah. It's a.
You take home your little Law and Order kit as a treat bag going home. It's got like dust things and find fingerprints.
That's not the kind of kits they're using on SVU, and that's this. I'm not trying to make jokes. It's just a very serious topic.
I also think that because millennials are parents now, and we were more so the party generation than those before us, and clearly those after us. These are just parties for us. Plus, we have an 8-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, everyone has that one like friend or girlfriend in the group that's like every party has to have a theme.
Right, yeah.
Today we're taking a trip around the world.
Right.
Drinking German milk and Australian milk.
Well, that was your 6th grade thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, I had a themed party about that trip around the world when I was like, I don't know, maybe 7. But
really?
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
At Chuck E. Cheese,
Peru,
but they had just like different themed like things there. So,
well, nowadays these parties are being set up. They're being set up in your backyard by professionals, which is like a wedding themed party, basically.
Sure.
And
they paid somebody to do this?
Oh yeah, they paid
Miramar.
No, okay. Now, so there's a company selling a Law and Order SVU theme to 8-year-olds.
Probably.
Now I have a problem.
You know how like there's like adults that will go play like the Princess Elsa at parties?
Sure.
They have like an iced tea impersonator. All right, where's Olivia Benson?
Yeah, that's crazy.
XYZ with Erik Zachary, Mom's Hot Take, all brought to you by T-Mobile. Dumb of the Day is coming up on the way, talking about the DoorDash driver that ended up on the tarmac at my home airport, O'Hare International Airport in Chicago, Illinois. But before that, a little bonus dumb, if you can believe there's more than one.
Yeah, we're going down to Florida once again. A postal worker was just given a DUI after caught drinking at a day party while on their delivery route.
I feel so bad because that's definitely like we've done that before. Like an Amazon driver comes, you're like, "Come take a shot," or celebrity beer.
Here's the problem: it wasn't that they found the person at the party; they were then driving the opposite way on a road, throwing Solo cups out the USPS truck.
Oh, they went hard.
Yeah, so they did their big one, and you kind of got to give it to them.
I mean, those little trucks are already reversed. They already sit on the opposite side. So
right. Yeah.
That can't be super easy to climb into.
All sorts of confused.
In what's realistically one of the biggest breaches of security of a major airport in, I don't know, probably the last 5 or 8 years, a DoorDash driver and their car, by the way, ended up on the tarmac at O'Hare International Airport in Chicago, which I fly out of almost weekly. Yeah. It's my home airport. But that aside, if you don't know about O'Hare, it is, I don't know, top 3 airports in the world in terms of flights and flight movement and passenger traffic. Like, this is not an airport where you just It's not like your little like county airport that you drive by where maybe you crash through a gate and you end up there.
No.
My mom used to have to, she worked at O'Hare and she worked in a hangar and she would have to go through like where the cars go through where they check your trunk and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how this happens.
I think this is like 70% on the driver, 30% on whatever security is there, because they reported that he drove for miles.
Yeah, they
on
have
the
his
tarmac.
car next to like the gates. Like he's by the airplanes.
Yeah. And like heavily trafficked from a plane standpoint.
Yeah,
so
I think you're being generous when you're saying 70% him, 30%
Okay,
airport. I think it's at least 50-50 or it's more on the airport. Because
Sure.
like some of these DoorDash drivers, you're under pressure.
Right.
It might be your first gig. Maybe you're not from this country, so you're not familiar with, I'm just saying there's a lot of different things that come to play.
No.
But I'm just saying, I understand someone being lost because you go down the wrong one way.
Sure.
But
I follow you there.
At what point do you drive and be like, wow, that plane's close, and stop?
Thank you,
No,
Chase.
it's 100% on the
you.
drive.
No.
5% on the airport.
I'm
Be like,
sorry,
oh,
you gotta give it more. You gotta give it more.
5% on the. This isn't the TSA, by the way. This is like actual police officers or customs where they have to, in order to get your car onto the tarmac, like they check your vehicle.
Yeah.
Flight attendants, pilots, crew members,
he
they go through this all the time.
Probably said, I have a delivery. I'm going right there. All right, wave
and they
him on
let
through.
him through.
To double
That's
down
not how that works.
To double down on Eric's point, he did not get charged or cited.
Yeah.
So everyone else, from like a legal standpoint, is putting this more on the airport.
By the way, he deserves. We were talking earlier how Lady Gaga somehow got an Emmy for her performance.
Here we go.
This guy deserves an Emmy for his acting performance.
There we go.
You're telling me you were able to act confused enough?
I don't know.
And now I'm back on Trace's side. That I'm
Yes.
sorry. I'm not blaming the guy, but at some point, you got it. This is your only chance.
Wrong.
You have to be like, I don't know, airplane.
I was wondering why I didn't see any more houses.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not next to a Cessna. He's next to a 757.
Exactly.
All right, dumb of the day was the segment, by the way. I don't even think I didn't even introduce it because I was so heated. But dumb of the day, the DoorDash driver that ended up on the tarmac at O'Hare International Airport. All brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people. XYZ with Erik Zachary. What's something you did as a hooligan, as a teenager? Is that maybe even early 20-something in college that like you just can't do in today's day and age with every cell phone having a camera, with Ring cameras, with location tracking.
Yeah.
Tamara Dia, you're always going to pull the I was perfect card, but I want to know, what were you getting into?
I told you the other day I was shoplifting when I was a kid, so that
Wild.
probably.
What's the most expensive thing you stole? And this comes with the warrant, like, don't do this. This is not advice. Don't be like the people on the radio said.
Yeah. But because you did
Hypothetically, Tamara.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, the
before
most
you were a
expensive
reformed member of society.
Probably clothes.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, she was like actually petty theft.
Oh yeah, when I was, this is like 12.
Well, when you told us this, you said Slim Jim. So like, there's a difference between a piece of street meat.
She got the itch from the street
Slim
meat.
Jims were my gateway drug to shoplifting.
Oh man,
Nice.
Jordan stole bras.
No, I did not. Do not
What?
put that out there. No, that's a total lie.
Jordan, what's something you did as a teenager that like you definitely can't do now?
I had said earlier, pool hopping.
I think you could still do it now. You're just more likely to get caught because of Ring cameras. But
Yeah. I would not advise unless it's a good. I would not advise. I'm just gonna stop myself.
If it's a fun community and you know your neighbors, we did it too. We jumped in a bunch of like random pools.
Yeah. Okay. So when I was in like middle school, I used to hate going to music class or like choir, but I had good grades, so my parents didn't mind like anything else that teachers said to me. Whenever I didn't want to be there, I would staple my two fingers together on accident. And then just like be like, oh, I'm going to the nurse.
I feel like
just, like
you could,
roam the halls.
in theory, still do
You
that.
could probably
it's just a
still
very
do it.
dumb thing.
Yeah. I was like throwing
do.
myself on the blade, literally.
I was thinking more like, I remember a specific, I think it was junior or senior year of high school, and I grew up in, suburbs of Chicago, and Milwaukee and Lake Geneva are a part of Wisconsin, not too far away, right?
Sure.
And there was a couple times, like, I think it was right before graduation, like we all got in a car and like drove like an hour and a half away.
Okay.
Like nothing really that bad, but like without telling our parents where we were going.
Sure.
We were like 18-year-olds old to go jump in a lake. And like nowadays with Find My Friends and like cell phone tracking, and there's just no way that you could sneak that past at least responsible parents.
Would you let your kid go to a party even though they're on Find My Friends?
If I think I'm more likely to let them go if they're on Find My, because then I'm like, okay, they are at the party they told me about. I aspire to be the parents that my parents were. Honestly, my parents were always the like, hey, we're not going to stop you from doing anything because you're going to find a way to do it anyway.
Right.
We'd rather the responsibility behind it.
Okay.
And be smart and don't do anything that's going to ruin your life.
I like that.
And
see, that's a better avenue because I had the opposite. My parents were so strict that I just became very rebellious and did everything they told me not to do.
Tamara had to recreate Schindler's List in order to escape her bedroom.
Wow.
Whoa.
Through the toilet, man. Through the toilet.
You meant Shawshank Redemption.
Oh
my God, Eric.
Whoa.
Wait. Okay, not Schindler's List.
Holy. Eric.
Let's go with Prison Break. How about that instead?
Prison Break is way safer, yes. I was sneaking out, though.
Yeah, I think we were all sneaking out, but we got a way bigger issue going on right now.
I just got my movies confused.
A huge movie to confuse.
I apologize. It was not intentional. What's something you did as a kid or a teenager that you definitely can't get away with now in 2025? XYZ content on Instagram. Balenciaga is back with more headlines that will just, oh my God, make the hair on your neck stand up.
Yes.
Jordan, you weren't a part of XYZ yet. When I first launched the show, there was like a series of Balenciaga
like
headlines
with the trash
that came
bag,
out.
couture,
And
whatever.
I was heated.
Sure.
Then they went away for a little bit.
Yep.
Kanye went crazy.
Yep.
We didn't hear a lot from Balenciaga.
Yeah.
Now they're back with these zero shoes. They look like basically insoles that cover your toe,
Right.
And they have a heel, and they're selling them for $450.
So it covers the big toe. It's basically a gel-in.
It looks like what they give you after you get a pedicure.
Yeah, yes.
Like not even a full like sandal.
Yeah.
It looks like what happens when I throw my Adidas in the dryer and I forget to take the insoles out and they shrink.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. It looks like a mistake. $450. Where do you even wear these?
Yeah.
What's something that you got away with as a teenager, I don't know, in the 90s, 2000s, maybe even 2010s that you just can't get away with now in 2025 as a teenager? XYZ with Erik Zachary. Tamara Dia is here.
Hello.
Well, she was. I think she's sleeping.
I'm here. What do you mean?
She admitted to petty theft of stealing Slim Jims from a gas station.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go.
Jordan was pool hopping.
Yes.
Also getting out of class by stapling his fingers together.
Yep.
Yes.
My thing was like, I really wasn't that bad of a kid, but like on the one or two times that like we did sneak out of the house, like we went far. We went 100 miles and like missed curfew. But when my dad's calling me, we had cell phones. So he's like, "Where are you at?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm down the street."
Wow.
Now you would have no way.
Yeah. Find my friends.
To hide that. Like he'd be like, "All right, share your location right now." Then.
Right.
2 states over.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Ridiculous.
Like back then, like it was like take a picture of where you're at, and like I would have pictures saved of like where I live.
House is smart.
I was
really smart.
a little businessman and a little heist master.
There you go.
Producer
That was
Trace,
smart.
you and I. Thank you, Tamara. That was the first compliment you given me today. Producer Trace,
We're almost done with the show.
you and I went to high school together, so I assume
Yes.
it's very similar upbringings. But anything coming to mind?
Sneaking in and out of houses after parties. I specifically remember the party allegedly we threw at your house that there was a giant storm.
Yeah.
And then your hill became a mudslide.
Enough said. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We thought we got away with
There was
that.
100 drunk toddlers
Wow.
in my parents' house. They were out of town. My grandma was home, but she was deaf.
Yes.
So,
Yes. She was 2 floors up.
yeah.
Wow.
So that, that wouldn't have happened now because my parents have cameras for the
Right.
pets
Well,
and
we
whatnot.
cleaned that whole thing up. We thought we got away with it, but there's no chance. They would have checked. They would check that ring camera,
I mean,
or somebody else would have. You know?
even if your parents don't, if your house or the house you're at doesn't have the cameras, like every neighbor has a ring camera.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You're getting caught.
Think about how many cars were parked on the street.
Yeah, we were dumb. we were dumb.
We were better.
We were smart for the time.
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly.
It's
Yeah,
like when you committed crimes in the 30s and fingerprinting wasn't a thing yet.
That's
Like
so fair.
that was smart for the time.
Yes.
Yeah. Kevin from he hit us up, XYZ Content, said that people usually get caught cheating through their Apple Watch and the heart rate goes up.
Oh.
But I'm on a family plan and I was at a house party where the cops showed up and I was running from the cops at like 1 a.m. And my parents were like, why what were you doing at 1? And he didn't want to say sex, apparently. So
he told the truth.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
also,
so-
whose parents are just like checking their kids' EKGs on their watch?
I don't know.
That is next level helicopter parenting.
I guess if you get a notification like Kevin finished a workout and it's at 1 a.m.,
Yeah.
you'd be like, what
Wait, so
were you
he told
doing?
his parents he
man.
was.
He apparently had to come clean because they knew that he was doing something at 1. where
I'm
it's
sorry,
like,
Kevin. I love that you're listening. Say you had a nightmare. What? Like, just lie.
Your
What?
Your options are sex or running from the cops.
Obviously.
Right.
It was the 5-0. All right. What's something what's something you did as a teenager that just like kids these days cannot get away with just because of the technology? XYZ content on Instagram. Let us know.